Wednesday is upon us. Good evening, all you heroes out there. I'm Levi Long, and I've got with me my good friend, my teammate, my buddy, Mr. Andrew Holder, on to commentate some Webcam Weekly action with you guys tonight. Andrew, man, how you doing, buddy?
I have been better. Reminder to wash your hands and take care of yourself. I somehow have COVID, so I'm missing my locals, my first Undaunted Raid locals, to bring you guys some Undaunted Raid action at least.
You
So
went to
I'm pretty
Disney
excited
World.
I went to Disney World,
You went to
and I
Disney World,
paid
dummy.
the cost.
You
So
paid the
I'm pretty
cost.
excited though. I'm pretty excited to get to talk about some Undaunted Raid characters, whatever cool stuff our players have for us. But I appreciate you having me on, Levi. I'm excited.
Oh, of course, dude. I think it's going to be an absolute blast, buddy. Undaunted Raid is completely out in the wild. We are fully in this new set, this new format. We've got the Unfun RLE webcam coming up very, very shortly. Things are about to start really heating up in the world of MHA on the competitive level. And I know for all of you guys that have gotten your grubby little hands on the set, give her back, that things have already started heating up on the casual level. What have you been up to set 5 wise, Andrew? I got to know, man. You don't got to spill the secrets, but some of the secrets.
So I mean, everyone who pays attention to anything I have to say knows I'm really excited for Overhaul, but I'm still waiting on my starter deck, so I haven't really dug my hands into them yet. But they're in the mail. They're on the way from Chris Bromley, so I'm excited to get those. But I've been playing some Selkie. I've been really excited. Selkie with the new throw out of Yu Hojo's kit.
Dude, that throw
Crystal
do be a
Choke
slam.
Yeah, I've been playing 8-2 check Selkie and having a blast. I've been sick, so I also haven't gotten to play that many in-person games either, right? So we played a couple webcam games. As soon as I get my Overhaul decks, though, I can't wait to dive into Overhaul and play that character exclusively for the next forever.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Overhaul is the character you've sung the praises of way before he was anywhere near existing in the card game. And I'm sure a lot of people feel very similarly. Super popular character. One of the most popular, like, non-League of villains definitely, like, stands at the top of that hill. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be sinking their teeth into him card game-wise. Do you have a favorite symbol on him so far? Just conceptually, because you haven't said you've gotten your grubby little hands on him yet.
So I think Life is his best symbol because he's so card hungry. Because of like his enhance and the way his enhances work, he's so card hungry. Life gets cards like Passing the Torch. He gets Back Alley Haymaker, which is also on Earth, but on Life you're able to draw the card or build in release or build in some slightly more impactful zero diffs. But Evil has the coolest tricks, hiding things like Runaway in your stage with like the rules update. Like hiding a Runaway in your stage and going, I'll play Runaway as my 4th card, ignoring progressive on defense. The Tengai action, the one that sets their shield barrier, the one that sets their speed to 0.
Man,
hiding stuff in your stage on the Evil symbol is way more fun. I think Earth is going to be like the consistent animal that's just like, I'm going to pass my checks and rebuild my staging area. And Life is going to be the one that's like, I think Life is just his most competitive symbol. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, repeated smash as like your 4th or 5th card on a 5. Ready 5.
Ready to stage. Ready those Passing the Torches or ready whatever it is you need.
Definitely a lot of wild stuff to do with this guy. I'm very excited to see him come into the fray. I've been experimenting with some of the more rogue sides of things. Lock is a character that I kind of fell in love with playing in the pre-release. I pulled one Deadbolt and I got Lock, and I knew it had to happen. Never felt more joy in my life than just screaming Deadbolt at the top of my lungs when I drew the 1. It's fantastic. I've been doing some really neat stuff with him on Earth and Order. That guy gets to Proud Scion you and then draw.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a Proud. You're trying to sell me on Proud Scion again, Levi. I already know where this was going.
Dude, I'm always trying to sell people on Proud Scion, man. Yeah, it's been fun. I've been doing some of my Patreon deck commissions too, and Josh just asked me to make a Rakia deck. And so, and he said he wants to heal a lot, so he just made like a 18 throw Rakia deck, and he's just like basically like a 7-hand size 40 health character, and it's super cute. It doesn't do anything else. But
one of the few playtest games I had was against Rakia, and he on turn 1 built 3 super rejuvenation and looked at me and went, "Are you gonna attack me?" And I went, "Probably not."
It's unlikely.
Not until I can deal 30 till 70 in 1 turn. I'm not gonna attack you. What do you think? It was pretty frustrating. I think Lock is really cool though. He's a type of fun. You've had Kyle Wright on, and Lock seems like something Kyle Wright would really enjoy, where he's just locking you out of the game, denying you resources, and then getting rewarded for doing it.
Yeah, we love some control options here, right? Resident Eraserhead player. Of course, we love
Yeah.
control options. Great to see a little more freeze in the game. Speaking of Kyle, right? He's been messing around with Soromi Tsutabe a lot,
Okay.
like on Evil with tongue whips, and it's definitely a tongue whip deck, but it's pretty spicy stuff. It really goes to show that even a lot of like the underrated, not very well known characters have some super cool things to do. Will they stand at the top of the meta? That is to be seen, but they're definitely a blast to mess around with.
This is I've messaged Tim Friedlieb and Jeremy Ray and our design team a couple times and said like this is the coolest set. And I know we say that about every set that comes out.
We do
But
say
like
that about
but like this set is I don't know. I guess this set has something in it where like I read the characters and I feel really inspired. And I think that's the first time in a while the characters have inspired me less so than like, oh, this will just go into my old set 2 deck or this will go into my old set 1 deck.
Right, like you read your set 4 characters, right? You read twice, and you go, yeah, I will play twice cards. You read Toga 2, and you went, yeah, I will play Toga 2 cards. But then you read like Chronostasis, and you're like, holy cow, I'm going into the lab, and I'm never coming out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find Mei Hatsume cards or something for my Chronostasis deck, right? You know, like kind of diving into the old sets and adding them to your Undaunted Raid characters. It is definitely for me like the #1 set. On top of it being like my favorite arc in the anime, it's just like a classic arc. I love this arc so much. I'm so excited for basically every single character in this set.
Arc's way up there for me for sure. Can't call it my favorite. Doesn't have Hawks in it, so I can't put it quite at the top. But they all in due time, right? I am eager to see how all of these new characters shape up. Speaking of standing at the top of the meta, holy cow, we've got a ton of really, really, really awesome competitive things on the horizon. Your provisionals are coming back very, 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 very soon. We'll talk a little bit more about those later. For now, Andrew, let's talk RLEs, man. Holy cow, this season's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna miss the first. Miss is not the right word. I'm gonna be casting the first one. I'm gonna be joining you and Tamron Cardwell on the desk for the Unfun Stuff Webcam Regional. But I can't wait to see some of these promos in person. These chibi arts look. I'm excited to have characters back, right? I think that's like a big thing is to get the character promos back. I'm one of those guys who has to have one version of every character. So I've got my Gen Con All Might, my Judge All Might, my regular All Might. I've got my my RLE Jiro, my XR Jiro, my normal Jiro. So I'm really excited to see these promos come back and head into Gen Con, which will be the first event I get to play in this season.
Oh my god, dude, seriously, man. The unfun one is like literally 10 days away. We were just talking about it earlier, which by the way, you can still sign up for that one. It is webcam from the very comfort of your own home. You sit your butt in your chair at your desk and you play some cards. There's like actually, if you're on the hunt for the fame, the glory, these amazing promo cards, these alt arts, these new characters, as Andrew said, there's a lot to look forward to, and there's actually no reason not to at least sink your teeth into this RLE. But man, if you are the traveling kind, holy cow, cannot wait to put boots on the ground in Rochester, New York. And of course, as you just mentioned, Gen Con, man. Cannot wait to get back in the swing of things.
Yeah, we've got Gen Con, Rochester, and Vegas for the North American RLEs. And then for those over in Oceania, we have our first in-person Oceanic RLE, which is in Auckland, New Zealand. And we also have Patriot Games is hosting the second Sheffield RLE this year. So it'll be very exciting to see kind of other regions take on the game again. That Sheffield RLE was so crazy with all the Endeavor 2s that like came out of nowhere, and Jiro finally getting that big win that she had been hunting for essentially a year and a half, 2 years.
That was such a wild one to commentate, man. Obviously, we won't be putting boots on the ground, over in New Zealand and the UK, but we're definitely going to be getting in on the action. You're going to be able to watch all of the RLE streamed right here on our Universus CCG Twitch channel. But without looking too far off into the horizon, once again, guys, 10 days away, unfun stuff, webcam RLE. That is the one that you want to be there for. I feel like sometimes you got to take these things one at a time, or I'm just going to get too excited, Andrew.
Way too much excitement. And I guess a big thing too is we have that Raid the RLE promotion that's going to go on too for those in-person events, where you can you've got be one of the first 128 people to sign up, play in all of the rounds, play in 2 side events, bring a new player to
play a set 5 character.
Yeah, play one of these awesome characters.
Yeah, we just finished like vomiting about how awesome these set 5 cards are.
Yeah. And you're gonna set 2, 3, or 4 bucks just for doing 3 of those things, which is one of the better promotions we've ever had with the game, trying to get people into events.
Big time, big time. At the same time, though, guys, don't forget your locals, because Plus Ultra Set 5 is out in the wild, and you guys got to watch me show off those cards physically, in person, sort of. You guys got to see the nice foil treatments on those. Those cards are so super duper cool, and you definitely want to get your hands on a lot of them, especially if you're one of those wild and mimic players, like our little bud Nathan DeWalt. If you like those green cards, this is your Plus Ultra promo pack, man. What card in there, Andrew, has you the most pumped? Anyone catching your eye?
So I think the one I'm most excited for is Hardened Blitz. You know, Jose Narono is my teammate, and he has been speaking and screaming the praises of Kirishima 3.
Yeah.
And I can't help but deny that Hardened Blitz is quite the finisher, right? In the hardened or red tribal typal kind of cards. I also
go ahead.
You know, strong arm makes combo off punches.
Oh my god, I'd never even thought about that.
You can go punch, strong arm,
Holy cow.
And
so like that's funny, because my answer is strong arm, because I've been thinking about it with Blood Moon Rending.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I've been thinking about it with So there's where our brains are at right now. I'm trying to mill people out and ready my whole staging area.
I'm trying to make my 3-card combo not a 3-card combo, because those are rough, man. Yeah, there's so much to look forward to in these new Plus Ultra cards, and that is almost everything that Andrew and I have to talk to you guys about before we get into the action here. But we're actually going to dip back and then be right back, because as much as we've talked about showing off cards in person and seeing that lovely foil and those beautiful aesthetics and everything with your own very eyes, not a digital PDF, real cards in hand. That's why we play these amazing card games with these amazing art, so that we can hold and see these fantastic collectible cards. I've got a little set of Provisional Showdown cards to show off to you guys for the first time in person. So Andrew and I will step out for just a moment, and then we'll be right back, guys. Welcome back, heroes. As you guys can see here, I've got approximately a million of these Provisional Store Championship promo cards here. It's time to take a fantastic in-person look at all of them. We're going to kick it off with Charged Shield Breaker. Holy cow.
This is a very cool one. It's the 2 mid-7, and it gets speed for your Rivals Ready Foundations.
Holy cow. There will be times, Andrew, where I build for like 3 turns, and then this card just like hits me as like a 12 mid for 7. And I've got to figure out how to deal with that.
A couple of the guys I play test with, every time that when this card got previewed, they were just like, your stage +2, your stage +2, and they were chanting it. And I was like, oh no, I want to build a million foundations as overhaul. Now I have to block this card.
It's for your whole stage, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's okay. We're already packing all those evading copies, right? Here we go. Yeah. I can't deal with it, man. Yeah, this one's fantastic. I love how like the foil just really slams on the punch. It almost feels like they were like, all right, take the amazing art on Spear and Shield and then just take a few steps back.
Yeah, the glow around Fat Gum's fist, and then like the radiating effect from the punch, the shine on them is really, really good. This set of foils has just like knocked it out of the park.
So much, especially with like the amazing custom art that we see now. This is one of the best examples of that. So great that we're getting all of this original art throughout the game now with set 5. Moving on, let's head into our heroes of the arc. Of course, Rescue Counterattack is coming to the fray.
Yeah, this sort of art series we got here, where the kind of energy or spirit of the heroes and or villains, the spoilers for a few cards down the road behind them, it's really striking. And then you can see it like so amazing in how the foil yellow against like the matte finish of Mirio and Eri.
Yeah, and like look how specifically the numbers on Mirio's chest are hollow. Oh yeah, my goodness, it's so cool. Neat. And I mean, this card is sick, man. I love Mia free attack. I get to block with this and then get it back. Wait, blocking? Certified Levi card right here.
And if you guys read that one, it's got something to do with block modifiers. That's important for later, Levi. That's an important thing for later.
We are going to talk about block modifiers pretty shortly, but before we do, we're going to talk about building our hearts out with One for All. Unleashed. The almighty one check is here.
I love one checks, and this one deserves the one check. I know that there's been some discussion on this one checking a 1, but the way this card combos with like Midoriya 2 or Snack Time, right? Where you're just like, God, I'll discard this card, I'll build it. Yeah, and then Deadlock Enhanced, draw 4 cards, so you have more fuel if you ever go into Deadlock against this one check deck. 4. 4. I know the number 4, Levi, and that
Oh,
one for sure says 4.
that's true. It does say 4. This guy knows about 4. One for every arm you got, Mr. Fourth Kind. Yeah, this card's crazy. This card is like if Double Front Beatdown just took a full injection of trigger.
Yes,
Just went
yes, yeah.
absolutely supernova. And I mean, to talk about the foiling, we can see Midoriya's eyes specifically are foiled out, as well as Aries' horn and the little jolt of energy around Midoriya's wrist right there.
Yeah, they're
So sick.
very, very good. These foiling treatments are amazing.
Absolutely. Now it's time to move on to the final of our participation cards, the one and only Maximum Overhaul. Give her back, Andrew.
Give her back.
Give her back.
Yeah. Yeah, give her back for sure. This is the sweetest card of all time. I've had enough of heroes. Being a hero, that is a sickness, Levi. I'm ready to do some overhauling things. And this one is one of my favorite cards that's ever been made, combined with that sick art where you can kind of like that twisted purple spirit behind him.
I love how they kind of depict, like, it's almost like the beast mode of Overhaul specifically. When after he fuses with Nemoto, like, oh my god, yeah, this one is crazy. The foiling on the beak, oh my goodness, yeah, this one really, really knocks it out of the park. I think this one it felt like they got kind of the craziest with, especially for these words too. Go +3 as a 7 low for 8. Also build a free one if you're
build a free one, and it says build a card face up or face down, so you can just build assets from your hand.
You're telling me that we can build Airy with this?
We can build Airy in with Maximum Overhaul.
Give her back?
Give her back. Oh, man, combined with the fact that it's like for me, it's like the iconic scene or panel from the manga and anime, right, where we're reaching out and Overhaul's yelling, "Give her back." That's what we're joking about. We want Airy back, and man, I can't wait to get my hands on this card.
Literally one of the most beautiful spreads in the entire manga, one of the most beautiful scenes in the entire anime, and very, very wonderfully reflected on this card here. Now, while these 4 are amazing and gorgeous and beautiful and immaculate in so many ways possible, there is one card remaining, and it's the one reserved for the one singular hero, villain, or vigilante that stands at the top of the Provisional Showdown, and it's Bubble Girl. Look, Andrew, I won.
You won. You did it. You won a Provisional already. That's crazy.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, so this is Bubble Girl. You get her for winning the Provisionals. 7 hand size, 20 health character. Does some cool things with block modifiers. And she's available for redemption as well on September 1st when these cards become legal. So that got announced today, the legality of these cards. But we do see kind of like an answer to what all people were asking, is like those store provisionals were so cool, but like you wanted to feel impactful when you won, and now we have a card that kind of represents, hey, I won a big event. This foil Bubble Girl means I won a tournament amongst my peers, right?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting too, like as a character, right? You gotta win if you want to play Bubble Girl. I think that's very, very intense. It's gonna get a lot of butts out of their seats. It's gonna fill these provisional stores up like nonsense, because I think this character's pretty darn good, Andrew.
Yeah, I have seen her tear up kind of in some play testing where we're like, okay, my character's actually Bubble Girl, and she's doing some crazy things with like Meteor Shower on the air symbol, Meteor Shower getting +5 speed, just crazy stuff that Bubble Girl can pull up, especially with her foundation from Undaunted Raid that gives damage.
You know, we're talking so much about block modifiers with Bubble Girl. We literally just saw Toru 2 win an RLE.
Yes.
Literally just saw Toru win an RLE. No, it's just great to see her, though, honestly, regardless of how she ends up competing. You know, ever since, you know, Shane Duckworth put out the preview video, we saw even more cards as the set came out. We got the set in our hands. We got to the Plus Ultra cards, and she still wasn't there. Where's Bubble Girl? She's finally here, guys. She is finally here. But with that, guys, the time to Wednesday Webcam Weekly is also here. So we're going to move this wonderful collage aside, and Andrew and I are going to line up your first round of tonight's Wednesday Webcam Weekly. We'll be back very soon, guys.